As the stock market is reaching an all-time high, you might be wondering, what should you do at this time? So my name is Eric, and in this video, I'm going to share 6 actions that you can take when the market is at an all-time high, and also some mistakes to avoid. So let's get started. So the first thing you should observe is that as the stock market is going higher, it is usually led by blue chip companies. And this makes the blue chip companies overvalued and push new capital into higher risk and smaller companies. And this is where you usually get a rush of capital into smaller stocks that might be losing money on their financial statements. And when the market turns around, these are the stocks that will lose money first. So the first mistake you want to avoid is investing in higher risk, loss-making companies that are cheap, because that's exactly how you get caught with a bag of loss-making companies. Now, second, when the market is at an all-time high, you want to review your portfolio and exit any highly leveraged positions. So if you have any high-risk stocks, you have any high-risk index funds, you should exit those and switch to the non-leverage version. Number 3, you want to focus on dollar cost averaging, DCA, into safer index funds, for example, like S&P 500, or even just a general technology index fund like QQQ. Number 4, if you get my chart template in the free webinar below, then you'll be able to find discounted stocks that are blue chip as well. So even when the market is at a high, there are usually mispricing with a couple of stocks that dropped unusually due to some short-term bad news. Now, some of the recent examples including Lululemon, where they have a stellar year for winter, and then their forecast is a little bit weaker than usual, so the stock is coming back down. And it dropped 20% after earnings, and now it is forming a bottom, which is fantastic. Another discounted stock would be Apple. And recently, it dropped after earnings, even though it got upgraded by Bank of America Securities. So right now, Apple is sitting at around $170, and it looks like it is forming a bottom, and it can continue to go up as it steps into the AI generative space. And later in 2024, Apple will release more AI tools, which will likely make Apple as a stock to go up in price. So even when S&P 500 or the technology index are at an all-time high, there are still discounted stocks in the market. So if you're interested in learning how to find discounted stock and make 30% return a year, then you can go to the link below here or here to attend the free webinar, How to Get 30% from the Market. So you can just enter an email and I'll send you a link to join the free webinar. Tip number 4. So when the market is at an all-time high, it is usually a good idea to start building up your cash reserve. And you want to ideally hold around 5 to 10% cash to take advantage of these discounted stocks. Or if you want to be aggressive, you can hold up to 20 to 30% cash if you expect a correction will be coming soon. Now, based on my forecast, 2024 is going to be a very bullish year, and the chance of a correction is relatively small because usually during an election year, there isn't too much correction. But if there is going to be a correction, it will likely happen this summer. I keep track of the market on a weekly basis, and I'll let you know if there's any significant changes. And I also do S&P 500 forecasts on a regular basis, so you know what to expect month by month. And finally, the last tip is really to have a diversified portfolio and strategies. Now, when it comes to retirement, of course, you would have the standard index fund buy and hold strategy. But you also want to generate income for retirement. So you also want a portfolio that focuses on generating monthly passive income. And during this time, if you feel like the market is at a high, you can shift some capital from the stocks that went up over to the monthly passive income side. And this allows you to generate more monthly passive income and further fund your retirement. If you click on the button below, then you'll be connected to the latest webinar on how to get 30% a year and retire with 300,000. And I share some of the monthly passive income strategies I use for retirement. So if you're interested, you can click on the link below and I'll send you the link. So my name is Eric and I'll see you in the webinar.